Hello guys, what's going on? This is Negacious, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we first of all got a bad end, and since the video went on for such a short time, we included a little bit of the start of the good end as well, hopefully, because it sure didn't start really well. We had an argument, and decided we actually snapped at Rin. I think that was the first time that Hisao was really genuinely pissed off at anybody on any route, and that really gave an impact to this already friggin' impactful route. And we're back to school and we're kind of angry at Rin. We're not kind of angry, we are angry at Rin about putting painting above anything else, so that she can't and we don't understand Rin, and Rin can't elaborate to us what she wants to say, so that's kind of causing the hitches in our relationship right now. We are in school, so let's get going. The day after that, all the missed opportunities and things I should have said come crashing down on me. There's nothing left to do afterwards but brood. Although the background is dark, or it's grayed out. Wonder what meaning does that have. Second day, I begin to feel anxious. I start doubting my doubt and feel stupid, especially since I can't think about anything else than Rin. Third day, Japanese exam and world history exam. Great. The thing I hate most about her is that she can make me feel this awful, even though I should be focusing on entirely different stuff right now. Fourth day, math exam. We have a math exam. It goes how it goes. I don't care. Fifth day, Nomiya asks me again if I will attend the exhibition opening. I can't say no to him, even though I seriously want to. I just don't want to discuss with him anything Rin related, so it's just better to take the path of least resistance. On the sixth day, the day before the exhibition opening, I find Rin standing in the hallway in front of my room when I return to the dorms after dinner. Oh? What are you doing here? My tone is angrier than I intended. I'm a little disappointed that I was unable to restrain myself, but it can't be helped. And it was Hisao really is pissed off at Rin, because he's so conflicted regarding Rin and other stuff that's happened in the past episodes. So Hisao really is pissed off. Rin just stands there, like she's just happened to coincidentally be standing around here, where she has no business being. The way she acts so coolly to everything annoys me now. This is not good. It's been 6 days, and the sight of her has me boiling. She hasn't even opened her mouth yet. Finished painting. Shouldn't you be at the gallery, preparing? They said no. I guess the gallery owner does that part then, getting the paintings framed, hung on the walls and whatnot. So, why are you here? Felt like it. The same old stupid pattern emerges again. Me asking her questions, to which she replies with answers that don't mean anything. Because it's the only other way we can converse. Apart from me listening to her blabbering about whatever, which isn't really a conversation. Is this a play? Are there some unseen roles that we have unknowingly set ourselves into, dictating the rules of engagement whenever we see each other, inevitably leading us into hurting each other? Wasn't that exact same line in the bad end? I think it was, actually. Her nonchalant answers, accompanied by even more nonchalant shrugs, leave me none the wiser. I guess I should be happy that the exhibition preparations are complete. When I walk into my room, I hear her footsteps following me in. I didn't invite her in. I won't ask her to leave. She... Okay. She claims my bed without asking for permission. Sorry about that. Friggin' Facebook was on again. She claims my bed without asking permission, making me wish that I had taken time to make it before I left in the morning. Then stands up again as though she sat on hot coals. I half lean against the little single corner of my desktop that isn't cluttered with stuff, to rest my legs at least a little bit. Rin spends a few moments glancing curiously around my room. It makes me realize that she's never seen it before. For a moment, she actually looks like she's concentrating, trying to get everything. This must be the eye for detail that makes her an artist. Since the room is small, she quickly runs out of things to look at, but nothing else transpires, allowing the uncomfortable silence to take over the atmosphere. The mood is chilly, to say the least, and both of us are on guard, waiting for the other to make the first move. Of course, Rin could play this game forever, so it has to be me. So I give up because she'd never tried to open conversation. And because it seems that she wants to say something, and I want to get it over with. Why else would she be here if she didn't want to talk? I don't know what to say myself. I want to be angry, but I can't bring myself to yell at her or anything. My voice catches her attention, and she tries to search for words as well, but it seems that she's not entirely certain as to why she's here either. And so, Rin simply takes a few steps to close the distance between us, and rises on the tips of her toes to even out the height difference. Wait, who is this Rin? It was a bad idea. Maybe you should forget about it and I will too. It's a reflex, almost as an afterthought. The words no, yes, and maybe simultaneously surface inside my mind. My hand is between her lips and mine, a wall that I raise to guard against something. Her breath feels warm against my fingers. The scent of her skin lingers about, the mysterious, indescribable sensation that captures me and draws my eyes deep into hers. The look in her eyes is surprised, quizzical as to why the impertinent hand prevented her advances. Her eyes are really big and glistening with moisture, and staring right into my own with a soft gaze that I'm having a hard time to match. Rin's half-open mouth makes her look even more confused, although the sensual way her lips are arcing is signaling something completely different. Please. I need you. The words come from her throat as a coarse whisper meant only for me, bypassing her tongue and teeth without giving them any chance to interrupt. They sober me up in an instant, and I clumsily flinch back to get a little bit of distance between us, painfully scraping against my desk in the process. Maybe it's her choice of words, maybe the way she says it, but something in it puts me off. Something is wrong, something's terribly wrong again. Need me? For what? All the unpleasant feelings emerge again, and I feel my heartbeat suddenly increasing at least tenfold. Rin's eyes go out of focus and back again as her body relaxes from its tensed state, and she stands upright again. I don't think I was thinking about anything. Why do you draw patterns in that dust on your night table? There's a word for that kind of thing, but I can't remember. Her remark almost throws me off track, and I glance over her shoulder at the small table next to my bed, but I can't see anything from this distance. So she needs me for nothing specific? Just happened to come by because she thought I'd be glad to see her after she shut me out, No complaints accepted for a week. Completely altruistic motives? Felt like it? Bullshit. I can answer myself. To play mind games with whenever you want, to kiss whenever you want, to ignore whenever you want, to fulfill your whims whenever you want. Is that it? What you need me for? My voice is sounding very angry again, even to myself. Good. Rin too finally catches the mood, and her curious expression changes instantly into something more uncharacteristic. No. She leaves it at that, her eyes restlessly wandering about, searching the room as if the words she tries to find were written in the tapestries of my walls. Then what? I need to paint. Paint. Of course, that's what artists do. The words reverberate through my being, beating in my blood over the piercing whistle of my anger. Don't give me that, Rin! I'm not some damn muse of yours, free to play with the sake of painting. I'm not some medium for whatever you aspire to. I am me. So what if I don't know anything about my future? There's things I want, and things I care about. Even I can dream of things other than nightmares. I'm yelling, but I'm way past the point of caring about things like that. Rin looks down on her toes and wiggles them a little melancholically while she takes my outburst without saying anything to defend it herself. Only after I've finished does she try to respond somehow. I can't do anything else. Or I can do all sorts of things, but I can't do. It's the only thing I sort of do properly most of the time. I understand completely. Art first, everything else second. Oh, 1,000. What about me? Am I nothing? When I was interested in art, did that make you feel like I was a little interesting? For a little while? Tell me, I really want to know. Did you ever think about my perspective, or is it just all you? The words rise like a bile in my throat. She looks alarmed, and also completely uncomprehending, as if she just doesn't understand what I'm angry about. I can't believe she could be so stupid. I didn't want to. This time it's Rin who interrupts herself mid-sentence. Don't you understand? I can't. Can't what? You never explain! How am I supposed to understand anything if you never say anything? Why don't you ever talk? Say something! But she doesn't. Venting my anger at her feels satisfying. It feels wrong to take so much satisfaction in it, but I can't stop. Not wanting to face my anger head on, Rin turns around to steadfastly look out of my window even there's nothing to look at. The worst of my ire gone, I shut up as I can't be bothered to keep on yelling at the back of her head, so silence finally returns. I try to discern some hints of her reaction through my adrenaline-distorted vision. My feedback was not the best kind, but I hope Rin got the clue that she just can't ignore everything else whenever she feels like it. I'd hate it if she didn't. She never ever listens to anything. She's so unaffected by the world around her. Not this time, it seems. Her body is shaking like from holding back tears, but I already know that Rin is not crying. Her indifference made me so furious. Now that it's gone, I'm at a loss. I wonder, did I go too far? Look, I... Go away. Hisao. Her voice is tiny and tired as she says this, but I hear the words clear as day. What's there to say anymore? This is my room. The blunt, hollow remark is a fitting conclusion for this unpleasant discussion that became an even more unpleasant and a very one-sided yelling match. After a moment of collecting herself, Rin just gives up. I can see it from the way she slumps her shoulders and walks out. Even though she deliberately looks to the other direction, I can see how she's biting the corner of her lips so hard it might start bleeding if she won't stop. As she makes her exit, I realize that she left the door open when she came in, and my yelling must have echoed around the dorm hallways. I sigh. Now that she's gone, I'm left alone with my guilt. As the thumping in my chest slowly subdues, anxiety replaces it. Somehow I feel that none of this would have ever happened if not for me. No matter how infuriating, unbearable, and outrageous Rin is, she's not the Rin I thought I knew. The Rin that I expected Rin to be. Was it me who caused all of this by talking Rin into taking her chances with the exhibition? Am I directly responsible for Rin becoming like this that she has been for the past weeks? I can't think of any other explanation for her weird behavior than the exhibition and all the things that came along with it. Maybe it was the only way that could have brought us closer, but all it did was separate us further away from each other, and now beyond the reach of either of us. I bang my head hard against the wall, twice to make sure it hurts. Dude, holy shit. That was the same almost the same dialogue as in the bad end, but holy shit. It still carried a lot of force behind it. A headache is relentlessly thumping against the back of my head as I push open the door to the 22nd corner. Apart from that, I'm perfectly calm. After venting on Rin all that anger that I had bottled inside, it felt like a great weight that had been lifted from my heart. The tension that had grasped my mind for the past few weeks faded away without even leaving a shadow behind. In this nearly zen-like state of enlightenment, I realized that perhaps it was a bad idea to yell at her like that. Oh, really? But I mean, you can't really blame Hisao for losing his temper, to be honest. I really meant it. But what good does blowing up like that do? Nothing. Well, I mean, technically you can, but I don't know how to, make a proper argument out of it right now. I am not like that. I don't normally yell at people. I don't know why I did yesterday. So I keep feeling really guilty about it and wanting to take my words back. Rin's probably upset too, even more than by my own behavior. Her reaction shocked me. I've always thought of her as unchanging, detached from her surroundings, so that seeing my yelling get her so upset felt out of place. I wonder if she understands how I feel. In Rin's world, everything seems to be so absolute and subjective. Absolutely subjective. As if she was completely unable to see things from other points of view than her own. But ultimately, is anyone able to do it? Maybe objectivity and altruism are just illusions for people who like to think of themselves as compassionate. Just like art is an illusion for people who think reality is merely a veil for something greater. Even when you stop thinking that the world revolves around you or start thinking outside of the mythical box, you are just inside another, bigger box that you can't escape. Maybe that, ultimately, makes her like the rest of us. Jesus, there's a lot of people here. I stepped through the door and to find a gallery full of illusioned people. Despite Sai's remarks during my earlier visits, I always thought it was very spacious, But now, when it's crowded like this, it looks positively cramped. I immediately notice Sae standing in the middle of a lively discussion, busily chattering with some old gentleman. She's actually pretty tall and kinda cool looking, so she stands out in the crowd. There are a few dozen wine glasses laid out on the tables along the back wall, filled with burgundy liquid. A vast majority of the guests are sipping from their own glasses. The socialities and art connoisseurs are mingling happily, exchanging mild opinions about Rin's art, which seems to be a secondary object of interest for most. I feel distant, excluded from the other people here. I can't claim even as a stretch to be a social chameleon, so this situation is quite unnerving. Since I don't blend into the crowd at all, I just fake that I do, trying to look as cool and smooth as I can. Just like, smooth my groove. I wonder how Rin's handling all of this. If it was me, I'd be quite freaked out. Throwing the anxiety aside, I try to carefully navigate through the crowd, stealing peeks at the framed paintings now hanging on the walls. Those are actually kinda cool. Rin's exhibition takes about half of the gallery's wall space. Some paintings are less familiar than others, but I recognize most of them. Some I've seen being created at the club meetings after all, or remember from the time when Rin was choosing her portfolio. I note that a couple of the unfinished paintings are framed and on the wall as well. Maybe that's what they call coincidental art. Even Rin's failures, if you can call them that, became exhibits of her skill. Quite paradoxical. She herself is nowhere to be seen, which is strange because even though it's crowded, the gallery is pretty small. It's fine, sort of. I don't know how to face her after yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have even come. But I promised various people, Rin included, that I would, so... Damn, it sounds like I do the things I do because some kind of instinctual properness compels me to, not because it would be sensible, or not. I sneak closer to Sae to wait for a lull in the conversation so that I can chat her up too. Even though her voice is completely buried under the general background noise, I hear bits and pieces of her talking about Rin. Yes, she's a high schooler at a local school. Even though she's graduating next year, I'm sure various art schools would be interested in. I thought that it'd be interesting to have an exhibition of someone who is still in the early stages of development. It's so strange. It's like Rin is some kind of mini celebrity, even though this is nothing but a small exhibition opening at a small art gallery of a small town. In fact, there's a friend of mine from... It's Hisao! My eavesdropping is interrupted by a familiar voice and a familiar slap to the back. I don't need to guess the source of either, even without turning around. Hi, Emmy. Oh, it's Emmy. Okay. Hi! Are you like a representative of the art club or something? I don't see anyone else from the school here. I don't know really. I guess I am if that's the case. What about you? What about me? You didn't think I'm interested in art? Is that it, Hisao? No, that's not what I... Well, maybe a little, if you put it that way. I mean, even though you hang out with Rin, I've never heard you talk about art with her, so... Emmy huffs and looks around her, looking discontented. It's true, I don't get it at all, but she came to my track meet, so I thought it's only fair to return the favor. Ah, Emmy, you're the bestest friend. She leans closer, trying to look confidential, but only managing to look conspiring. Do you get art? No, I don't. At all. My emphasizing handshake draws a giggle and a cheery headshake of her own out of Emmy. Me neither. Hey, let's go talk with Rin. I bet you haven't yet, because I haven't either. Come on. There's Rin, and Nomiya too. Well, yeah, of course he'd be here. Before she has a chance to forcefully drag me to Rin, Nomiya appears behind her with Rin in his tow. She's not dressed for the occasion, instead opting for the usual school uniform and unkempt hair. Maybe her natural look is what suits her the best. Hello, teacher. Hi, Rin. Unfazed, Emmy greets the teacher cheerfully, causing him to turn around and look down confusedly. Who are you? I'm Emmy, from school, class 3-4. Don't you remember? She looks positively shocked at the prospect that there could be a person who doesn't know her. Ho, sorry. You aren't the same class as Tezuka is, right? Yeah. You'll have to pardon me. I have trouble remembering students who don't take art. Don't mind, don't mind. Hi, Rin. Hello. Congratulations for your super cool art thing. I'm sure you'll get a big hit. She throws her arms into the air for boisterous emphasis, almost hitting me in the face. Just like hits me in the chin. That would I can totally see that happening as well. And look, Hisao came too. Rin doesn't look at me, nor does she greet me. Someone's on a cold mood. I guess she has a reason to be, so... Congratulations, Rin. She keeps averting her gaze, pointedly looking at her sandals. Oblivious to the tension between us and ignorant of what happened yesterday, Amy keeps on blabbering about this and that to an unresponsive Rin. I guess she's not getting much out of her at times. She's used to not getting much out of her. Before long, Nomiya and Sai turn to Rin, introducing her. Expecting it, I catch the second of confusion when the guests see her arms. Sai is luckily on the ball and briefly explains about our school. Doubtful faces quickly change to curious. Would you mind telling us something about your art? I thought the development is quite easily noticeable. What do you yourself think of the differences between the older and more current works? It's quite rare for someone so young to dabble into abstraction. It would have been interesting to see how you work. Oh, definitely. I assume you use your food. Must have been a great trouble to learn it. You should be proud. Okay, I can already see where this is going. Because Rin is bad with words, and with this many questionnaires being thrown at her. I'm not sure how it's gonna happen, though. Will you be pursuing a career as an artist after school? She's bombarded with so many questions, she can't even hope to answer all of them. Maybe that's for the best? Rin tends to talk nonsense more than occasionally. Where do you get your ideas? That's the fifth worst. Rin keeps stumbling with her words, looking more and more vexed by the expectant inquiries. Everyone's waiting for her to say something, but she looks like a cat got her tongue. Each question piling up just adds to her distress. I fail to hear the question, that is the proverbial one too many. It's like a motor stalling. Oh, no! Rin just freezes for a long second, until she falls on her knees, hitting the floor ungracefully like a sack of potatoes. Are you alright? I don't know. Tezuka, what's wrong, girl? I don't know what's wrong. A terrible silence falls upon the people gathered around Rin. Just get her out. Get her out of the goddamn gallery, right now. She needs to be alone. Everyone's petrified, not knowing how to react to her sudden seizure or something. She breathes with deep, trembling gasps as if she was running out of air, staring ahead of herself with hollow eyes. Seeing that nobody does anything, I force myself to step to Rin and lift her up from the floor, letting her lean against me to keep standing. Would you like some fresh air? Okay, let's go outside for a bit. I don't even wait for her answer before grasping her shoulder and pulling her past stunned-looking Nomiya, Sae, Emi, and the guests. Excuses. The cool evening breeze hits my face at the door. I let go of Rin and she leans against the stone wall, trying to catch her breath. Are you alright? I couldn't say anything. Oh god, I'm sorry. Rin is still not looking at me, so I look away too. The streetlights and colored neon signs twist my vision into a blur of near blindness, forcing me to look back. At least she talks, even if she's not directing her words at me. What did you want to say? Maybe both of us can imagine that we are talking to an invisible friend.
I don't know. Something that would have meant something.
Aww. The silence lasts for a long time. I don't feel comfortable being alone with Rin. I'm not good at imagining things that don't exist do, or that things that exist don't. Okay, that was confusing as hell. We should go back in. The guests I invited are in here. In there. They probably want to meet you and talk with you. You know, ask you questions and stuff. About those paintings you worked so hard for.
I don't want them to ask me questions like that. I can never say the right things.
What do you want then?
That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me.
That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me. Oh god, no. Why? I'm fucking done with these hard goddamn queries. Okay, after a thinking break, this is how I look at the two options. The above one, but if you found someone like that, then what? Is the potential, like the one that I'm probably going to pick. Because if I were to because I didn't like that someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me, that's what she wishes, but I mean, I could turn the question around on her and ask well, what about it if you found someone like that? What good would it bring? But I'm afraid that this might be like a repeat of the bad end, because I'm asking her to explain shit again. But aren't you happy people are interested in your paintings? That's kind of like going off track, in my opinion. I mean, there's the gallery exhibition and all, but since they posed the question what she wants, I feel like that I need to stay on the topic. So that's why I'm going to pick. But what if you found someone like that? Then what? So let's get going. Also, I'll save here. Okay, I saved already. Never mind. Okay, but what if you found someone like that? Then what? But what if you found someone like that? Then what? Do you really think it would be some kind of be-all, end-all thing? Star-crossed lovers and happily ever after? My question is met with a blank stare, the darkness in her eyes unfazed by the thinly veiled bitterness.
No, I don't think that. But at least then I wouldn't have to be alone.
Oh!
But I'm your friend, Rin.
She whispers the words to the lights of the town, but I hear them anyway.
I shouldn't have done this. Not yet.
The exhibition? She nods and closes her eyes, breathing calmly out as if to prove she can. and then continues talking to herself. Why? Wrong conjunction of the planets?
No, not that. I double-checked and I got up with the right, left foot, and did everything else left. Right. It's me. I was wrong.
She stands straight and stretches before stepping past me out into the street. Wait, where are you going? She stops on her tracks and turns around, looking at me quizzically.
School. I'm leaving.
What? Why?
Because I want to be me.
Oh, come on, don't tell me. Rin walks off, leaving me behind, utterly confused. Rin! But something she said really touched me. Or maybe it was the way she said it. Maybe it was the fact that she said it. I want to say something back to her, before I forget this feeling again. As if granting me a wish, Rin stops in her tracks. She doesn't turn around, just keeps waiting for me to say what I want, even though I didn't have time to think what. Rin, listen, I don't believe you have to be alone, even if you never meet anyone like that. I don't know if she heard my words, but either way, she doesn't react in any way. For the final time, she starts walking away from the gallery. Oh, for fuck's So, where's Tezuka? I can only shake my head. But as it doesn't seem to be a sufficient answer, I have to say something. She ran away. What? The horrific realization spreads on his face like a wildfire. This is a fiasco! Catastrophe! What is that girl thinking? The most important event of her life, and she just runs off. And you! Why didn't you stop her? I'm going to hold you personally responsible. Saya interrupts him, holding her hands up calmingly. It's good she intervened. The teacher was starting to get a few weird looks from the nearby guests. No, Shinichi. She probably just had stage fright. I don't know her as well as you people do, but I did get the image that she is somewhat peculiar. That kind of thing can happen. You'll be fine. I'll explain that she suddenly became ill. The guests will surely understand. But... Look around you. Everyone seems to be rather happy with their free wine and chit-chat. The guests will be fine, but we are missing on opportunities here. Networking, making contacts and acquaintances. Of course, Emmy's still here. As the adults keep arguing about something that can't be helped, Amy tugs my sleeve to get my attention. She doesn't look very happy either. Come on! Where? We are going to find Rin and kick her ass. What? I can't believe it, she's so stupid. That Rin, how can she do this? I'm telling you, she doesn't have a bit of common sense in her head. Amy is seriously angry, only missing steam rising from her ears. I guess I understand Amy. She is that kind of person. Give up has never felt like a part of her vocabulary, and maybe she feels it shouldn't be a part of anyone's vocabulary. It's probably best to leave her alone for tonight. What? Are you a Rin expert now? She takes a firm stand and puts her hands on her hips confrontationally. It's like she wants to pick a fight with me too. No, I don't think that's even possible in the first place. I just don't think kicking her ass would do any good. My melancholic remark surprisingly works, as Amy slumps her shoulders a little and sighs. I know that. You do? The last time I did that, it changed nothing. This is actually the first time we've seen a nighttime bus shot. The ride back to school in an empty late-night bus is silent. both of us keep staring at the lights flashing past the windows without saying a word. The nightly grounds are quiet, lit only by the one moon and yellow lampposts. We say our good nights in front of my dormitory. Emi reflexively clenching her fists compels me to ensure that she won't assault Rin the moment I let her out of my sight. Promise me not to scold her? She looks up at me. Again, eyes flaring with anger that I match with as calming as a stare as I can. It's only easy to face an angry woman if you are not the target of her ire. After a minute of the mismatched staring contests, she sighs and shakes her head in defeat. You are too nice, Hisao. Did you know that? Hints of a smile are tugging the corners of her mouth as she says that, and she seems a lot more relaxed. What a sudden change of mood. Maybe she wasn't as angry as it seemed to begin with. Maybe her moods change easily. If I was, I would have let you have your way. Does that mean you're only nice to Rin? Both of us are hiding our concern behind empty jokes, but at least it puts me in a good mood. Amy waggles her eyebrows with a half-amused smirk, trying to push my buttons. Not gonna work. No, it just means I'm not nice only to you. Hey! Good night, Amy. So, was that the correct choice or not? I'm fucking scared. Oh. The last day before summer vacations is waning slowly. Science is the final exam of the trimester and then we are free. The collective yearning for liberty is almost palpable in the classroom, even though the weather seems a tad cloudy. It might rain today, who knows? I've already... Lol. I've already finished the test because it's pretty easy, so I'm doodling lazily on the flip side of the paper, waiting for Muto to call time. It also prevents Misha from trying to covertly look at my answers over my shoulder. That drawing of Rin. This looks like... She might fool the inattentive teacher, but I can tell that she is trying to look. I guess it's her best bet at passing the test. It doesn't make me feel any mercy though, so I just ignore her and look around me. It's quiet. The only sounds in the classroom are the quiet shuffling of papers and Muto's constant coughing. It makes my awareness of the surroundings slowly drift to the backstage of consciousness, giving room to other things. Vacation, huh? Some people will stay at the school even over the holidays. Some will go back to their families. I don't know what to do. I should go buy a train ticket for my trip back home, but I can't bring myself to do it. I bet I'm going to get a call from home again. Mom's going to pester me about when I'm coming back, and I'm not going to know what to answer. This is really lousy. In the current state of things with Rin, it feels like I can't just bail out of here and pretend we are through. And now she has other problems of her own. I thought that the exhibition opening would give her a breather, but I was sorely mistaken. The tangle just seems to thicken. Tangle, yeah. A sharp knock on the door interrupts the quiet but frantic mood of the last 15 minutes of the exam. Come in. The opening door reveals the art teacher, who steps in with his jacket swirling around him as though in a gust of wind. Also, Muto is actually pretty tall, I just noticed. He glances at Muto, who glances back at him. What is going on? A frown spreads simultaneously on both their faces as the men measure each other with their gazes. Excuse me, could I borrow Mr. Nakai for a moment? Excuse me, Mr. Nomiya, but we are in the middle of an exam here. A chilly atmosphere suddenly spreads in the middle of the summer afternoon as the two men try to stare each other down. this is urgent, and it seems that Nakai has already finished. Both men turned to look at me, staring at me like a pair of basilisks trying to petrify a tasty snack. It's true that I've been idle for a good while now, so Nomiya is right, but... Nakai, would you like to check your answers one more time? Muto speaks with an odd intonation, weighing certain words as if trying to send a message. The pressure from their stares makes me rapidly shake my head, which is apparently interpreted as an answer of some sort. Very well, Nakai. Go with Mr. Nomiya, if you please. Take your bag with you and bring your test paper to my desk. You have a nice vacation. You too, teacher. The entire world, well, at least the classroom, seems to hold its breath just for me, putting the exam on hold until I stand up, collect my stuff, and walk to the door. I can feel the stares on the back of my neck. My classmates probably think I'm in for some detention or something on the last day of school before summer vacation. I don't know what the teacher wants from me, but I can guess probably it's not detention, and also that it probably has to do something to do with Rin again. Nomiya doesn't take me anyway, contenting himself with the hallway as it's completely abandoned. What? Do you know where Tezuka is? So she's trying to avoid the teacher. Par for the course, probably. I wonder if she realized that she can't avoid dealing with this indefinitely. I have no idea. You have probably asked her in her homeroom next door. Of course I have. I have searched every nook and cranny of this blasted school and in the girls' dorm. Rin is in... I think I know where she is. There's only one more place that comes to mind if she's not in her room or in school. There's one more place. Or two more places, actually. You are the last one to see her since yesterday, and you are her friend. Work with me here. Aren't you worried? I am, but I don't know what to do. Rin did something incomprehensible yesterday, even for her. She seemed really confused. Maybe she just wants some time to think then. I got the feeling that she had second thoughts about having the exhibition. Or something. She didn't really explain what was wrong. What second thoughts? I don't know. I just got that feeling. I'm being a little dishonest with the teacher, but this is not something I should be meddling with. He came to me. Yes, why? Maybe he thinks I'm some kind of confidant with Rins, but I don't think I can help with this matter. The teacher huffs and scratches his head in confusion. What is up with that girl? This is so unlike her. She's always been so goal-driven. Goal-driven? Those don't really strike me as words to describe Rin with. To me, she almost felt obsessive at best. I don't mean to be rude, but wasn't it you who pushed Rin to that direction in the first place? Her goal is my goal. That is a mentor's job. Okay, Nomiya has misunderstood the whole concept here. I guess so. I just don't know if painting can make her happy. That's pretty preposterous for you to say, Nakai. He suddenly sounds pretty irate. Did I say something stupid? You don't understand, do you? It is not a question of happiness. For every gain there is a sacrifice to be made. There's no free lunch, but would I let that girl waste away her talent if she has a moment of doubt? Never! Painting is work just like any other. Tezuka might make it look like a child's play for you, but she works hard every day to make her art. To become extraordinary, one has to make an extraordinary effort. The more the teacher talks, the more I feel that Rin doesn't think like that, even though I have no idea how she thinks. I can very well understand why she would sacrifice her summer vacation and make up for the lost classes and exams to get a chance at showing her art.
This is the path she has taken, and to go all the way, that is not easy. I know she is young and things are hard for her, just like for all the kids here in this school, but that's no excuse.
He's finished.
But do you have anything like what art is to Tezuka?
No. That's right. I only have vague ideas of my future. No goal to shoot for, no dream to blindly reach for. I joined the art club in search of something I could be interested in, to get inspired by. Did I find something like that? All I found in the end was Rin. No, I don't have a passion like that.
Then you can't understand.
His flat statement allows no counter-argument. But she might not understand even herself. Still, I carry on arguing, out of spite if for nothing else.
How could she not? She's been at it so hard for the past few weeks that she put off even coming to school, not to say anything about attending class. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't think I'm being ridiculous, but I have no rebuttal. Nonya seems to consider this one his win.
At any rate, the opening was quite successful despite Tezuka hardly showing up. Many people were interested in her work, and one piece was even sold for a reasonable price.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's fantastic news. I hoped that Tezuka would come to her senses when she heard about this, but...
He sighs and takes off his glasses, cleaning them against his jacket before putting them on his nose again.
At any rate, I should be going. There is this mess to be settled with Sae and everyone. If you see Tezuka, please ask her to come see me. Otherwise, have a nice vacation.
Thanks. So, only two places come to mind. Either the atelier, which I think that she's not gonna be in, or the friggin' hilltop where we were, like a few episodes ago, where Rin had, you know, the rant, the screen-long text. I think that's a place where she might be. Not sure, though. After he has disappeared around the corner, I ponder where Rin could really be. It feels like she has not one, but at least half a dozen of these secret places. I balance between the desire to solve this tangle, and to drop it for good. The disused classroom is just a few feet away. What to do? Or is she here? As I push open the door, only the shadows greet me from the inside. Hey there. Okay, she was here. She's standing in the middle of the sunlit room, peering through the gaps of the curtains out into the yard. Like so often before, she doesn't start or jump, just calmly waits for me to make the first move. It's as if she's trying to become a permanent part of the furniture. Moment of decision. Oh god. Like, I'm so scared of the decisions in this route because the teacher's looking for you. A blank look over her shoulder is all I get, accompanied by the cryptic non-expression on her face.
Are you looking for me too?
Nah, I already found you, didn't I?
Did you?
She furrows her brow, looking so puzzled that it makes me wonder if the question was asked in all seriousness. Maybe it was. Are you talking metaphorically now?
Do you mean like eels, caves, and dark, stormy nights? I'm bad at talking like that.
The abruptly ended greetings give me a chance to close the door behind me and sit down on a dust-covered desktop. Rin stays standing, but at least she turns around. I soon wish she didn't, though. So oppressive is her expectant stare. This is her place and I'm an intruder, although a tolerated one. Despite that, she still waits for me to say something. If only I knew what. The sunlit silence presses me towards decisions. I came here without really thinking what I would do. apart from delivering Nomi a short message in case Rin was here. She was, and now I don't know what else I want to say. What else I should say? I hover between my two options for a moment. Rin being troubled troubles me too. It's a surprising revelation, almost as big as realizing that she really is troubled was. What? I completely butchered that, holy shit. Nothing I can do would probably help, and I might be partially to blame too. Does it mean I should just wash my hands of her? Didn't think so. So, what's wrong?
Nothing.
She starts to turn away again, as if trying to physically exit a conversation she doesn't want to have. Rin, stop trying to dodge me or I'll leave.
Okay.
Do you want me to leave?
Are you still angry?
It took us, or was it only me, 10 seconds to swamp the conversation into this. I wish we could erase the past, or failing that, forget all about it. I've wished for that more than once in the last few months. Let's put that aside for the time being, alright?
If you say so.
There it is, there's the Rin voice. I do. So, what's wrong? Saya and Nomiya were not too happy that you just ran off yesterday. You left them in quite a pinch, and I suppose the teacher wants some kind of an explanation. It seemed like you just threw out everything you had worked for, and I don't get why.
Did I make a mistake?
My reprimanding and her flat answer go so much against the usual expectation and presumed interactions that it might as well be somebody else talking. Neither of us is like we used to be. This stiff, constricting feeling I get every time I look at Rin nowadays seems to be mirrored in her own behavior. I hate things that go irreparably wrong. Ever since February, I have hated them. What can I say? Her question is trailed by a compelling, quizzical stare that makes me sigh and frown. Conversations nobody wants to have are the worst. I don't know, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it probably was pretty stupid. She responds with a sigh of her own, although hers is not nearly as heavy as mine was.
I just couldn't do it.
But why? What's wrong? A pause, a furrowed brow, a quiet voice.
Let it be, Hisao. I don't think I can really explain it in a way that would make sense.
Yeah, Rin doesn't want to have this conversation either. That may be for the better. But how rare of her to admit that even she has some kind of limits. I always thought Rin was all but ignorant of her tendency to get distracted, so much that she inadvertently obfuscates everything she says. You never explain anything in a way that would make sense.
Nobody else has ever asked me to.
I guess that's how it is. But I always want to make sense of you, to find out who you are. I still want to, can't you see? I know you can't. But I do. Is that why I keep this up? It pains you as much as it pains me. It's unlikely to be of any use either. To either. We did things and said things that can't be undone. It's as if you and me being close to each other just hurts us both, but we still deliberately keep doing it. Isn't that silly? Even now, I can see how you force yourself to respond, even though you owe me nothing. Even if it's hard to talk about things like this. Why? Why is it that you paint?
Because I don't know what else I could do.
I've been recording for an hour now, so my voice is kind of giving up. I'm sorry, guys.
It's like this feeling that there's no choice, that it's the only possibility. Like when there are only watermelon flavored popsicles left in the store, but you need to eat a popsicle.
Her poor metaphor aside, she didn't really answer anything. If possible, this makes even less sense than not knowing.
But if you don't want to paint... Not like that. You had to come to this school even though you probably didn't want to have a heart attack.
She pauses, frowning as if something in what she said didn't please her.
At least I think you wouldn't.
Her careful follow-up is followed in turn by another, shorter pause with another, smaller frown.
Would you like to have a heart attack?
No, I wouldn't, and I didn't want to.
But you're doing fine, aren't you? Or are you still sad about it?
Rin's question makes me realize that I haven't really thought about my illness for weeks. Aside from chugging down my medication every day, there has been no need to concern myself with my broken heart, which I'm only thankful for, really. Getting to know new people, a new school, a new town, a new life, it has all caught me and made the past fade away. No. I guess even I can't dwell on the past indefinitely.
See? Even watermelon doesn't taste bad if you have to eat it.
Her half-nonsensical closure seems to put an end to the subject in Rin's mind, so I just nod in uncertain confirmation. There are two kinds of silences. Awkward ones that you want to break, and comfortable ones that you don't mind. The first kind is bad, because it makes your thoughts go awry, like mine do now. Looking at Rin makes me feel bad. I don't want to feel like this. Looking at Rin makes me feel exhausted. I really tried my best. She tried to... I have no idea. But we ended up like this, and she ended up screwing up her exhibition opening. It feels like we are at a dead end. There's no direction to continue to. I reached out for her yesterday, thinking it would be the last time. She walked away. I want to be me. What the heck does that even mean? Rin, if anyone, is most definitely herself. I feel kinda relieved that I'm not the one to blame, but this still grates on my mind. Why did she run away? It didn't make sense yesterday, it doesn't make sense today. The things she said feel like they should make sense, but they just don't, to me. You know, about that thing you just said.
Which one of them?
Painting. Saya said something like that to me before. That a true artist does not paint because she wants to, but because she must. And I've been wondering about what she said. Why do artists have to paint? My question is probably pretty stupid. At least Rin looks at me in the blank way that seems to say so.
I don't know. Am I an artist?
Well, you paint stuff and you have an exhibition too. I'd say you qualify.
I think I still don't know, but okay.
The thinking pause that follows seems to last for half an eternity. Unlike most people, Rin doesn't flavor her thinking pauses by body language or saying like or anything. I've noticed that I prefer her way. The usual way even annoys me, as if people were so infatuated by the sound of their own voice, they just have to keep making some noise whenever they are just thinking about what they could say next. Rin just comes to a full stop when she's thinking. It's disconcerting, because reacting to people spacing out is always hard, but she comes off as less obnoxious.
I think I want someone to see what's inside me, not the way doctors and serial killers do. That way that doesn't make me feel lonely. This is what you call metaphorical, you see.
Please don't lecture me about self-evident things.
It's not self-evident that this is self-evident.
So you present a painting to someone and expect him to magically see a glimpse of your soul.
It's not like that. It's just a little like that, but not really. Don't you understand?
I do, and I don't. You know, I feel a little bit of despair every time you ask that question.
What question?
About whether I understand you or not. She seems almost surprised at my clarification.
Oh, it's not really a question. It's one of those kind you don't have to answer.
Rhetorical?
Yeah, that's a word. A question that is not a question is a rhetorical question. How nice. That reminds me, it doesn't really make sense. What kind of a question is one that isn't a question?
A rhetorical one.
What kind of an answer is an answer that doesn't answer anything?
Is that a rhetorical question?
You are not funny. But if you don't like it, would you like me to say something else instead? I don't have any good ones though. How about, your pants are on fire? This can be our secret language.
Rin's honest-to-goodness silliness, made twice more ridiculous by the fact that I don't know if she's dead serious, derails me like it always does. It's some kind of a safety lock to prevent me from becoming too much of a worrywart, dragging even my own thoughts off the ground where they should be. It makes me smile confusedly, but only on the inside. Even though the corners of my mouth are not drawing into a grin, I'm still impressed by her ease of wrecking any attempt at being too serious. Could she, should she will so, forget and ignore things that bug her, things that bother her? Could she, should she will so, be free of whatever burden being her means? Or am I the only one who feels burdened by being myself? No thanks. But still, the times when I feel that I am on the same page as you are pretty rare. It feels like there's this huge gap and sometimes you just go to the other side and I don't have any way to reach to you from where I am. It's like you are in some completely different place at times. Even though you are right here. That's right. There's an insurmountable discontinuity. An imaginary glass wall that blocks comprehension from happening. There might be such a gap between any two people, but with Rin, it feels more tangible. Rin does not react to my thoughts, not to the ones I uttered aloud, nor the ones I did not. It's even worse with art. I'm not very good at art, I'll admit it. I joined the art club because I thought it could be interesting. And I guess it is. I like art. I like your art too, but just like with you, I can't comprehend it. And I'm pretty sure nobody really can. This seems to worry her slightly.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I guess that art is meant to be interpreted, not understood. That's how I'd put it.
That's a sad thought.
I guess it might feel like one. Does it make you feel sad for yourself? Rin thinks about this for a while and then shakes her head surprisingly vehemently. The first thing she focuses her eyes on afterward is me. Both of these things make me glad and relieved. That's good, isn't it? Anyway, you should go see the teacher and apologize properly. I think he's worried about you. Can you do that? This time, she nods her head. Only, it's not as vehement. The hallway is empty, almost intimidating. Nomiya's office is the art classroom at the other end of the third floor hallway. Our steps echo disturbingly. The atmosphere is unlike on a normal afternoon. It feels like the school knows that nobody will be coming back for a month, too. The doors open, but not very inviting. I'll, wait outside. Nodding barely noticeably, Rin strides in without stopping, and naturally without knocking. Maybe that's why it takes a few seconds before I hear the teacher's voice from inside.
There you are!
Hello.
A conflict arises. Should I stay here, or go somewhere else? I'm not sure if I even want to eavesdrop on them. Manners lose the curiosity, and so I stay close enough to listen in. Their voices echo in the hallway, but no matter. There's nobody around, save for me.
Dear girl, what on earth were you thinking, leaving like that on the big night?
I couldn't say anything.
Compared to Nomiya's scolding tone, Rin sounds awfully quiet and withdrawn. Her words seem to drown under his.
I have to say, I am very disappointed in you, Tezuka.
It was no good at all.
Never mind all the things I did for you, but what about Sae? What about all the guests who wanted to meet you?
There was nobody, even Hisao.
You have embarrassed us very badly, Tezuka. Reputation is what counts. Surely you know that.
It's not, Nomiya, go fuck yourself.
It's alright. I don't need it.
Don't need? What do you think you know?
I made a fucking grave miscalculation about fucking... Dang it. Rin's replies only seem to agitate the teacher more, his voice rising with every sentence.
The path to an artist is a thorny one, I'll tell you that. Thorny! You have to see the big picture. There will be bad times and good times.
Things are like they are. It'll be alright even.
You might now think that it's so wonderful and easy, but how far would you have gotten without me? I won't always be there for you. When you lie on the floor of your minuscule room, your rent 3 weeks late, your mind blank on the 4th week straight, and then you will wish you had listened to the old Nomiya a bit more. When you keep measuring how the shadow of your chair becomes longer over the spring because that's all your lethargy allows, maybe that's when you'll start caring about your career.
That doesn't matter.
Your resolve is not enough.
I am not a resolved person.
You are not a resolved person.
And tell me why? Why? Why did we go through all this trouble if it amounts to a mosquito shit?
Oh dear, the teacher blew a fuse. Him yelling at Rin makes me feel bystander's guilt. If I had gone with her, maybe he wouldn't have gotten so angry. If I had not let her run away, he wouldn't have gotten angry in the first place. I could still go and save her. I don't think I can. I was the same. I yelled at Rin too, and I'm feeling all the more embarrassed about it now. I felt justified to vent my anger at her just because I felt it was her fault that I was so frustrated. I was no more justified than the teacher is. A terrible silence sets up on the hallway. Rin does not have anything to say to Nomiya. Whether she has run out of answers, or she knows that arguing would only make him angrier, is anyone's guess. The teacher has nothing more to say either, it seems, or maybe he just ran out of breath. For a moment, I imagine the two of them just staring at each other. One full of red-hot anger, the other full of... Yes, what? I can't tell how Rin feels. Not before, and not now. Teacher seems to expect Rin to say something too, but since she doesn't, he finally continues in a quieter, but not less angry voice.
What worth is there in doing so much work if the outcome is nothing?
Still, Rin will not say anything.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so excited.
He does not sound sorry at all. Rather, his tone is cold and sharp, like he was spitting the words out of his mouth.
It seems I was expecting too much. You're not an artist after all.
Yeah, not sorry at all. He storms out of the clubroom and down the stairs without noticing me. After he's gone, I peek carefully inside the classroom. Rin is left standing there, in front of the teacher's desk.
I couldn't say I'm sorry.
She says it into the humid air of the classroom, not to me. But since the room won't answer her, I will have to. That was unfair of him. He was angry, but still... I can't decide how to end my sentence. Disdaining the teacher feels like disdaining my own behavior from 2 days ago. Stupid, but correct in hindsight. Rin won't answer, staying petrified where she stands, so I walk up to her. She stood up for herself. In a way. I didn't expect that. I can't determine whether it's unbecoming or not, but either way, she did it. Against me? She never did. I sort of wish she had. Maybe I would not feel this bad then. Lately, it really seems like I've been wishing for all kinds of things. Rin?
Go away.
Why? What are you saying?
You're angry with me too, right? I thought you were my friend. I thought he was too.
Her voice is unlike I've ever heard it. It's bitter, sharp like needles, and she keeps staring pointedly at her toes. I don't think it's about that. He wanted you to become something you are not, and... I take a deep breath and finally catch her eyes in my own, locking our gazes. I'm sorry. I wanted us to be something else too. More than friends. Maybe that's why I couldn't contain myself and became so frustrated. Just like the teacher did.
What more? There's nothing more to me than me. That's all I am. I don't understand that.
Well, the answer should be obvious, right? I remember myself thinking of the purpose of friendship. To put up with everything and anything, to be there for your friend. Did I fail as a friend? Thinking it could be a stepping stone for something else. Maybe because of those thoughts I didn't manage to put up with things, to keep it together. As outrageous Rin is and was, I shouldn't have let myself get caught into that, especially when I started feeling the way I did towards her. So, did I fail? That's what her eyes seem to ask. I'm sorry, Rin. I might not be able to be your friend. I don't think I could ever be a good friend to you. I say these things because they are true, not because one of us would like to hear them. But they are something that must be said. The finality of my words creates a shaking silence, for what could either of us add to that?
Why? Why does all of this happen? People are doing things I don't ask for and I don't want, and everyone keeps getting angry at me. I have no idea what's going on anymore and can't stop feeling like I want to run away from everything.
She shuts her eyes tight and breathes out deeply, calmly. When the eyelids open, all I can see is dark green desperation.
I have no idea what's wrong with me.
Her frenetic outburst stupefies me for a moment, and for a heartbeat, we just gaze into each other's face. Seeing her confused eyes desperately looking for answers from mine only makes me sad, because I know I have none. I don't know either. But you know, you yourself said that things are not just right nor wrong. They just are. You either accept them or work to change them or give up. It's not that I hate you, or that teacher Nomiya does. I just think I'm the kind of person who gives up when he feels he can't go on. And even if you hate it, this is how things are. I'm saying pretty cruel things, but I can't stop myself. The world keeps rolling off my tongue with slow, hard certainty. I can see them hitting Rin almost like physical blows. As the wetness gathers into the corners of her eyes, they are still wide with the shock of rejection. As the tears start rolling down her pale cheeks, she does nothing to stop them. As they fall down on the floor one by one, she stands still, staring at me with a gaze full of hollow disbelief. but the reality catches up. Oh, come on, dude. Rin slumps forward as if she was deflating, and buries her face as deep in my shirt as she can. Rin's heavy and feather-light when I support her weight. She doesn't really sob or bawl, just leans against me, letting her tears burn through my shirt into the skin underneath. And I let her, bringing my hand around her shoulders in a clumsy hug that does no good to comfort her. I can feel Rin's vertebrae against my fingertips, like hard and jagged reminders of how messed up things are. Her slim shoulder quivering against my palm is a pitiable sight, and the hopelessness of being part of the cause for Rin's sadness keeps shredding my heart. To make a girl cry is the most despicable thing to do. Even Rin. Especially Rin. Behind that veil of aloofness, Rin is just a human being too. Just as confused, scared and lost as any of us is. Most of the time it seems that there's no rhyme or reason to what Rin does and says, but for once, I think I really understand how she feels. But no words can express it, and no words can make it better. So wordless we stay, quietly waiting for her tears to run out. Time passes agonizingly slowly. Even the lazy specks of dust floating in the air seem to pause into a standstill. The obligatory wall clock is ticking distractingly from above the door. I decide against counting the seconds, because it would make them feel longer. Eventually, Rin stirs a little, and still smothering herself against my chest, mutters into my shirt.
Let me be here for a while. Please, Hisao. Just give me a little while.
A soothing deluge spreads into my consciousness. The knowledge that while being here for Rin is all I can do for her. That's all she wants right now, even after all we've gone through. Sure. So, she stays there. But I still can't bring myself to draw her closer, so I could embrace her properly. It's because doing it would make me so sad that I don't know if I could bear it. The realization that we might never really be able to become what we want to be for the other crystallizes into my mind as a diamond-hard enlightenment. God freaking damn it. Sorry about that. A pang surges through my heart like an electric shock. It's painful. This clarity hurts. What can we be for each other? What meaning is there for us to desperately cling to each other, even though it seems so futile? What should I say to Rin? How can I make her feel better? I do not know any of those things, and I fear knowing them would only hurt more. Forcefully, I push all of that out of my mind, because I don't want to be thinking of hurtful truths. My thoughts calm down soon enough. The sadness disperses until all that's left is me and Rin, and the tender feeling of her warmth and softness against my chest. When did I fall in love with her? I can't remember, but I'm certain it was way before the warm touch of her lips on my own, on that orange-colored afternoon when she was sick with cold and I went to see her because of unclear reasons. Her carefree attitude, the air of otherness around her, all the things that make Rin herself, those things captured me with irresistible force. The way she could take in anything and everything, giving it only the value she herself placed, weighing all things fairly and without prejudice, seeing the world as she wanted. This is something I could never do. And Rin was probably more of a muse to me than anything ever was to her. She seemed so free to me, truly a free spirit, while I, constantly worrying about everything, seemed so inhibited that it was almost embarrassing. Maybe that's why I latched so tightly onto Rin, trying to get inside her world that was so different from my own bleak life. Before I noticed it, that irresistible force had pulled me dangerously close to her. But it turned out to be way too alien for me. And I had forgotten Newton, of all things. The gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the objects. So if two people feel something for each other, even though feelings are not governed by the constants of the universe, I can't help thinking that for some time now, I've been a satellite, the Rin's brightly shining planet. Planet Rin. The thought makes me almost laugh. She does really seem to be from another planet at times, minus green skin and possibly some tentacles. Perhaps because of my stifled laughter, Rin pulls away and I let her go, feeling the cold when her warmth goes away, and slight embarrassment for letting my thoughts run wild like that. I credit that as Rin being a bad influence on me, while being glad at the same time that she can't read thoughts for real. Rin's bitter tears have dried up, and she looks a little more like herself again. The lost look in her eyes is still there though. Her gaze wanders around restlessly before stopping at me.
What happened just now? Can you tell me?
What? What do you mean?
I cried.
She says that hesitantly, as if not believing it herself. Yes. She keeps staring at me, as if pleading guidance so that she wouldn't have to feel so lost.
Why?
You were sad. Is that what you want me to say? But isn't that obvious?
I don't know. It feels weird to cry.
What? I don't believe it. I mean, everyone does that. It's I bite my tongue before I finish my argument about normality. Norms do not apply to the person I'm talking to.
It always felt so wrong, different from what is in me, like I couldn't really tell what I felt. So I started thinking that maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's me who is wrong. I thought those kind of feelings. I thought that painting was enough because it felt that I did it at least that right. That all that's inside me could become a picture if I really tried. And it could. Oh, come on. This is fucking...
This doesn't even need words. This is
But it doesn't feel like it's enough anymore. Because if nobody else can see that, I will still be alone. Was it wrong to try? Everyone got really angry at me for that.
I've rarely heard Rin say this much at once before. Once she finishes, she simply shuts up, looking so neutral it's hard to believe she just said what she did. I don't know what to think. Rin was desperate for someone to look at her paintings, and somehow see right through them into her soul, to understand her feelings. Because she felt she could not express them in any other way? How can one say whether that's right or wrong? Could it be that all this time she's been trying to reach out to me like I've tried to reach out to her? I sit down on a desk to think, and to rest my legs that kept us both standing for a long while. You know, when I read a good book or look at a starry sky or whatever, Sometimes I too feel something profound, like a... Shoot, I don't know how to describe it. But the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head. It feels a bit phony. Damn, even what I said just now felt phony. I offer a smile that's meant to be between funny and self-deprecating. But Rin doesn't react. Anyway, it might be that nobody can ever express their true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that, not even your paintings, except maybe for you. But I suppose that you can't keep everything inside. You'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings, even if you use painting as your conduit. You just can't expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. It's because everything's so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from everyone else.
But isn't that terrible?
I guess it is, in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can, which is not much, but it's enough for me to understand that Rin is not particularly happy.
I think it might make me sad after all.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am, a little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Rin wants for her, and for the same reason, she can't do the same for me either. She makes a difficult face, carefully trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything too.
It can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better.
I'm so scared if this is like the path to the good end or to like some neutral ending, because it keeps bouncing between really heartfelt and like neutral. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. And how they can't cover the deep red color rising on her cheeks, and all the way to the tips of her ears. They turn into a very interesting shade of red. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say to that, but I keep feeling like I should know. She doesn't either. Still, it feels like there's no momentum to lose even if we keep silent. Like we have some weird, wordless connection that would hold even so. Rin keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other restlessly, looking everywhere around the room except for me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell.
Can we go? I don't want to stay here.
Yeah? Oh, of course. Where? My reply is covering my nervousness as badly as her question is covering hers.
You can go wherever you like. I want to sleep. I haven't really slept for a few weeks. It feels like there is a flock of light blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. The kind that you think is too blue to really exist, like Emmy's panties this morning.
Aww.
That's fucking adorable.
She shakes her head, and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine-colored morphos to pop out of her ears. A small smile tugs upwards the corners of her mouth.
That reminds me. The blue, not the panties. The word for a flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up.
That makes my eyebrow rise into a questioning arc. Why don't you use it then?
I like the other word better.
Why look it up in the first place then? Then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We stay like that for a little while, me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Hey, you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings.
I'll need to think about that.
I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Rin is looking out of the window so absent-mindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's some kind of a defense mechanism of hers, to avoid being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, fluttering somewhere away wherever it's stirred. Whenever. Just when I thought I could see behind her veil, she jumps out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. Maybe that's something I should just accept to get some peace of mind. Okay, I'll walk you back to the dorms then.
Thanks. Really?
That one word, really, carries more weight than friggin' like some of the bigger things in other arcs. Look, Rin has been such a fucking puzzle to solve, but also this episode is almost 2 hours long, I think. Jesus freaking Christ. The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after the summer vacation began, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students or teachers. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust.
I think I have to change.
She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the 3rd floor, still managing to feel like she's mirroring what I was thinking just before. That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even those words drown the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. Oh god, I was so fucking scared that was gonna end there. Holy fuck. Because that seemed like a neutral ending, to be honest. I'm not sure if this is, though. Okay, that is where we are going to cut off this extra long episode of Katawa Shoujo, guys, but it just kept on going and going and going, and there was like so much interesting shit going on that I couldn't like stop. I have a feeling that if this is the good end, because it's so goddamn like ambiguous, I have no idea if this is the good end or not. It seems like a good end, but it could be the neutral ending as well, but that breakdown of Rin's was just... I get the feeling that that was some good end material. Regardless, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy me talking in anime voices for like 2 hours, you can always drop a comment down below, whether it's constructive criticism or just casual banter. I'll reply to it all. Also, you can show your like or dislike of the video by clicking the according buttons below the video. Or you can even subscribe and click the bell button next to the subscribe button to make sure that you get my videos into your subbox the moment they come online. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.